Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today I'll be going over Viper boas and their care. I will be showing off 4 of them today. I have 5 total, but one is still in quarantine. Hopefully within the next 3 months I'll be able to bring him out. This right here, this is Poseidon. He is a red Viper boa, as you can tell from his belly. He is pretty dark on top, but I'm hoping when I breed I can get a couple lighter colors. But we'll see what happens. You know, overall, still, you can see he's active, but not aggressive. You get a lot of, well, I don't know. When I first started looking into them, I read that they were a little bit more aggressive than like a corn snake. But after doing more research and personally what I've experienced, they're actually really calm and handleable. They do strike really fast, but that's at their prey. That's not at you. You know, I've been bit by, I think, maybe 3-4 times, but each time was when I was at the vet holding them for a Cueca wash. So that's not bad in my opinion, you know? Like, that's a good trade-off. But anyways, without further ado, let's get to their care and setup. But I have all my snakes in their enclosures. I have cards for them. So for Viper boas, my summer time is between February 15th and December 14th. I keep their humidity at 70 to 80%, and I keep their ambient temperature at 78 to 82, with their hot spot at 85. Now this may vary a degree or two, but that's fine. You know, this is the ideal temperature. I also keep them in a very large container, tub for them, so they have room to move around, so they can find what's good for them. Their their nighttime temperature is 76 to 80 with a hot spot of 83. And then for feeding of my normal ones, so my juveniles feed 10 to 14 days, and my adults 21 to 28 days. And that varies a little bit depending on what they look like. Like right now he is feeding every 15 days, and I think he looks pretty good for his size. His neck's not too thick. His body looks thick, but that's the type of boa you're getting. They're a very thick, stocky body from what I've seen. But my females look very hefty, but I only feed them once every 20 to 30 days. You know, depending on how they're looking and their weight. But overall, they're a little bit more stockier and seem to hold in that weight better than the males. Without further ado, let's check out their enclosure. So what I have here is a V70 tub inside of an AP rack with a thermostat dog water bowl, which these water bowls have worked really well for these Viper boas, and I'm honestly thinking about switching over all of my snakes to these water bowls. They're really good to clean. I use a sponge to clean, so it doesn't have an abrasive surface to scrape the plastic and add extra plastic minerals. So it works really well for me to clean, to have them plenty of room. And Viper boas, if you get one, you'll know spend 90% of their time in their water dish. It doesn't matter what humidity is at, they like to soak. I don't know what it is, but they really enjoy it. From what I read, people who catch them in the wild, they find them underneath palm bark and, you know, debris. But the ideal setup, they like to be inside of their water bowl. So what I have here is actually masking paper. I'll post a link in the description of the rolls that I use. If you're going to go with this setup, you need to make sure that you change it regularly. This stuff does mold, right? So you can't just leave it in here and forget it. It's not substrate. This isn't for everybody. This is for those breeders or keepers that want to see colors come out and not muddy. If you can see here, this red guy, only his belly really shows. He doesn't really lighten up much on the top, except for the neck. He kind of lightens up around the neck, but it could be considered yellow on top. But anyways, so that's the main reason why I have them on paper, is so I can see their color, because I think part of the enjoyment of owning a snake is being able to hang out with it, handle it, view it, You know, it's enjoyable. I tried cocoa bark, but they spend so much time in their water coming in and out that their water dish was dirty like 2 times a day. Like, I could never keep it clean for them. So I went back to the masking paper, and what I do is I just cut a sheet that fits the tub for the bottom layer, and then I cut little pieces about this long in length. Oh boy. Let him finish doing his thing, and I'll have to re-clean it. Go ahead. Get it all out, buddy. So, yeah. They are also very heavy poopers and peers. But, I mean, it's not that bad. Anyways, I'll end up cleaning that after this take. I use paper about this long, cut it, and then I roll it up and cut it into circles. And this gives them something to play around in. So I'm only going to go ahead and move this over so I can clean that area. And I will save this paper over here and reuse it for next time, because this is all clean, right? Even, I obviously just clean their enclosure or their tub. But what I do is, like, let me find an older piece. Here, you can see this piece is clean. It hasn't had water on it. So what I do is I save it and add it back into the new pieces, and I'll grab more pieces afterwards and add to it. And I just keep that cycle going, recycling and replacing as needed. But these rolls are really cheap. I think it's about 30 bucks, and I've had it maintain 5 Viper Boas for over half a year now, no problem. So 20 bucks, you know, changing frequently, like, that's not bad. That's not a bad deal at all, in my opinion. But also, it keeps their color clean, it keeps their water clean so they can drink out of it without changing it, you know, twice a day. Anyways, this is Poseidon. I want to take a quick break to clean my foot, because that's where you decide to poop the majority. Well, it ain't even poop, it's mainly urine. And we'll be back to see some more. Alright, be back in a sec. Hey guys, I'm back. I just finished cleaning up after Poseidon. So, here is Aphrodite, the red female Viper Boa. Same setup as you can see, with masking paper, dog water dish, and thermostat inside of a V70 tub. These thermostats, if you can see up here, what I do is I have the summer, the winter, the spring, and the fall temperatures. This was a good idea to start with, and as you can see, this one still works well. Some of them are a little bit more proactive with coming in and out of the water dish, and they'll crawl across that, and that gets really diluted. So if it's there, it's a good quick look to see if the temperatures are good. If not, I reference my card here. This one, I reference my card to make sure the temperature's where they need to be. Overall, I'm starting to get familiar with all of my reptiles. It's just coming to habit. But I think if you're starting off, that's a really good idea to have, you know, have the numbers everywhere you can, so you can make sure you're providing the perfect environment for your animal. And let's zoom in here on her. You can see she's completely underwater, and just her snout is out. Imagine if you're a frog or a lizard coming up to drink next to a shore. She's right there just waiting for you, you know? So, that's pretty cool when you think about it that way. But, yeah, all of my snakes are really friendly. I can reach in here, grab her, no problem. But I don't want to mess with her too much. Yeah, but I can leave this open. I wouldn't, but I'm like pretty positive I could walk away and she would still just be sitting there in the water, right? So, either ways, that is Aphrodite, the red. Actually, yeah, let's take her out so y'all guys can see how much redder. So her red shows through much cleaner than Poseidon. If I can get y'all closer look. So that head is amazing. I don't know if it's getting justice with this camera. I may need to invest in a better quality camera for recording, but she is just beautiful. Hands down, like, one of the best snakes I can think of. And this is where the masking paper comes in handy. As you can see, she's now going into it and hiding under it as if it was, you know, leaf litter and debris. So that works really well. Give her 10 minutes, she'll probably come back to her water bowl. She's one of the ones that will stay in her water bowl constantly. Let's check out a couple others. So here is the male yellow. Well, I expected him to be in his water dish, but it turns out he is under his paper. Let's see if we can find him. There he is. I got a picture of him this week on Facebook, and that's what started this recording, because I wasn't planning on recording these guys anytime soon, but there's a lot of questions on how I keep mine, so I figured I would go ahead and do a recording for it. Oh, look, he loves it. But, yeah, really awesome. Like, you can see the yellow turns out really sharp on him, and he, just like the other ones, very good disposition. He's being pretty active. Go ahead and put him back so I don't have to poop all over the floor. But you notice that holding no bites, no aggression at all, and that's normal behavior for all of my Viper boas. And finally, here is the last one that we'll be seeing today. As you can see, she's doing the exact same in her water dish. I'm sorry for shaking the camera. She's a little bit plumper than the others. They actually seem to hold in their food a lot more often than others, so I've only fed her once a month as well, but she looks quite... wrong one. She looks much thicker than Aphrodite, who is now tucked away over here. See if you can see a comparison. Let me pull her out. I mean, overall both of them are bigger than the male counterparts, but as you can see, the yellow is much thicker than the reds. Oh, don't go in there with her. Just instantly want to go to the water. There you go. Put you back. So before we go, I want to show a difference in the female versus male girth. So here I have Aphrodite, the female red. And I'm going to go ahead and grab Poseidon again and show the size difference. You can see his head is much smaller. His body, even though it's the same length almost, it is definitely thinner than the female. I don't know if that comes through well with the lighting, but yeah. It's smaller, I promise you guys. It's hard to get good lighting with these guys because they're so dark on top. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that. Go ahead and let me know in the comments if you did or didn't, what I could do better, or if you want to know more information, let me know what you're missing and I can provide that. If you did like it, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and still let me know in the comments that you liked it. Anyways, make sure you check out next week. I'm going to be doing a reptile room tour and be showing the Viper boas again, but I'll also be showing a few of my other snakes and insects, bugs, lizards, etc. And hope you guys look forward to it. I know I do. Alright, see y'all next time.